Paddy the Batty just choked out Bobby Green. I don't understand why he shot. I'm talking about Bobby Green. They're on their feet, they're fighting. It's a little bit tit for tat. There isn't a whole lot happening. And Bobby Green is very difficult, right? I mean, it's like liquor store fight where, he fights like a street fighter. He's got his hands down. You don't know what he's going to do. He's talking to you. It's like two guys outside the liquor store, truly. And you know what? Paddy was dealing with it. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with because you can't prepare for it. You can't prepare for it because your teammates don't show up drunk, talking trash with their hands down, throwing bolos at your face, right? I mean, it's one of these things. Paddy was dealing with it. That is a Jon Jones-esque ability. Jon Jones is the king of fighting fighters that all he has to prepare is videotape. He's got some weird guy that's got some kind of a tool that he's got to deal with. And Jon doesn't bring in the partners and he doesn't have the experience, but he watched him on tape and he came up with a plan because he knows the sport well enough. That's what Paddy just did. I mean, I got to tell you that Paddy winning this fight and Paddy winning this fight by submission is not the story of this fight. Paddy is now 2 fights away, and they got to be the 2 right fights from fighting for a world championship. And I don't mean from fighting for a world championship where Dana decides to give him the nod because they're going to England. I'm talking about where you, the audience, is demanding that Paddy fight for a title because he's the right guy. This was an unbelievable performance. Okay, so these guys are going tit for tat. There's not a lot happening. As a matter of fact, my partner Daniel Cormier is up there calling the fight. And Daniel had just got done saying they're both touching each other a couple times, but there's nothing of significance that had happened. And I'm like, yes, that's a perfect way to say it. Like, they're kind of moving, and the fight's kind of fun to watch. But there was nothing of significance that happened. Okay, well, they get in an exchange, and Bobby fires off a shot. Now, you fire those shots when you're not comfortable somewhere. When you're not comfortable, you can change it up. You can change up the dynamic. Maybe you get the takedown, maybe you don't, but now you're in close. Now you're clinch fight, now you're pushing a little bit. Maybe you wrestle into the cage. You change the fight. I thought that was so interesting that Bobby was the one uncomfortable. When it's Bobby is the one that brings the uncomfortable style. So let's start with that. Let's fast forward to what happens. Bobby hits a takedown, and it's very meaningful. I'm watching this with Laura Sanko, and I literally turned to her and go, this is meaningful, and Paddy pulls guard. And I'm going, okay, you're going to lose the round. You're not going to get up from Bobby Green. And I guess we'll never know, because Paddy fell right into a submission. When he pulled guard, it was to get a guillotine choke. And as he went down and Bobby was starting to pull back, Paddy let the arm slip through, and all of a sudden he's got a triangle. Well, a triangle is a big problem if the guy ever gets his foot, right? Craig Jones style, you ever get the foot to the bend of your knee, you got a problem. And not only did he get there, he got him there, and I'm talking about Paddy, he got him there in the first round when he's dry. It's a whole nother game. And we were watching, I was in a room full of people, and they're all saying, does he have it? Does he have it? I think Bobby's okay. I said, man, Bobby's going to be out. He's going to be out. He cut an angle on him. When he cut an angle, you got to step all the way over the head. It's the whole key to the move. If you cut an angle, you must step over the head so that you can arch the hips. If you go part way, that's where he wants you. He's trying to rotate his hips. You just went to the position that he wants to have you in. And he was out. Bobby never quit. I got no problem with Bobby Green's effort here. Bobby never quit. The reality is this regional fighter, this cute kid that says the funny things, and you like to call him fatty because he eats donuts, matters. He's going to have a ranking, guys. He has 2 fights. The right 2 fights. He is 2 fights away from being in a world title fight.